welcome to 100 Story of Getting Rich. And today we have the pleasure to have Dice as our guest speaker. So, Dice, good to meet you. And could you tell us a little bit more about what is your journey into the Web3? I know, before you were a staff accountant, and I think, all the audience will be very interested to your journey.
That's right. Well, thanks, Bill, Shamim, and Michelle for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. So that's right. I did start off as a staff accountant a few years ago, but my first journey into Web3 was actually around like 6 years ago. And I was pretty young at the time, and I knew there was only going to be one way to kind of achieve the life I want to live, and that's through investments, right? But, going onto the stock market, it's obviously very imploded with everyone. There's so much money going on around there. You can't exactly get the money you can in the stock market that you can in crypto, at least in ways I've explored. So I just really found crypto is the only way to really get a head start in my generation.
Cool. Yeah. And I found that, apart from most of the people who get into the tech coins and Bitcoin, etc., but you have been fully focused on the meme coin, especially since June 2023. So
yeah,
what led you to this niche in the crypto domain?
That's a good question. So I did start off as like a Bitcoin Ethereum maxi. Obviously, during 2021, I held a lot of the alts too, but I did see it through the whole way. I still hold them today, never really sold. But as far as the meme coin niche, back in June 2023, I got a text from a friend. He was like, dude, there's this like Pepe meme going on the Ethereum chain, and it just hit 1 billion. I was like, well, what does that mean? I didn't really understand the significance at the time. But, then he started telling me about Telegram. That's when I found out about Telegram and how there's communities behind these meme coins. And I found out that I knew of meme coins because of the 2021 cycle when the whole BNB was very popular back then with Floki coming out and everything, and even like Shiba and Doge. But I knew there was money to be made in meme coins. So, I downloaded Telegram, made a Twitter, and that's kind of where I am today.
Cool. Yeah, I think a lot of audience they might ask, when we invest in the tech oils, basically there are some kind of a fundamental, right? Some people they do DEX, and some people they do lending, etc. But for me, there is only mimetic narrative, and how you evaluate and make a decision to buy low and sell high.
Yeah, meme coins are definitely very linear in that sense. There's only really one other way that I've explored to kind of extract value out of meme coins besides like trading spot, and that's actually providing liquidity. I found that to be pretty lucrative, and it's just kind of like a niche little thing. That's just kind of how crypto works as far as like, DEXs, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Could you share about what is your most successful bets? I mean, basically, how did you get you rich?
Yeah. So obviously, I was very fortunate to stumble upon the Giga Chad meme. That happened right after like my 4th successful trade back in February of 2024. I was in a call with a good friend of mine in real life, and he got off the call with a team member, and the team member was like, hey man, this Giga Chad meme is like the big one. And it like totally sold him on the dream. I've known about the Giga Chad meme since 2016. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like Doge is a real meme that's been, around for a while. You have Pepe, which has been a real meme for a while. And then you have like the Wojak meme, which is a little lower than us now, but I was totally sold on this vision. So I do have a good holding of Giga, but some other things that I grant to my success are pretty recent. The chill guy meme that recently came out, I knew that was viral because I run a meme page myself, and I posted that meme 2 times before I saw it on crypto, and I was like, okay, this is obvious. Peanut, the squirrel, that recently went to 2 billion. I caught that at 30 million. And, that was pretty much putting the thesis together that Harambe died through someone that shouldn't have killed Harambe, and someone shouldn't have killed Peanut. So, kind of tapped into that human emotion factor made a good chunk of change on both, and a few other coins way back when Bitcoin was probably around like 40, 50K in early 2024.
Cool, cool. And what is your biggest multiples you made from the successful bet?
Biggest amount pulled?
Yeah, multiple. I mean, 100x or 50x.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I would say my most successful trade, Giga, is around it topped at an 800x. I did find it at
800x.
Yeah, yeah. I did find the coin at 1 million. Its all-time high is 800. Not financial advice. I believe we're going very higher, but and then I hit this one coin. Someone made like a central bank digital currency like spin-off meme. I found that like very, very early, around like 75,000 market cap. It ran to like 10 million. Unfortunately, I don't think that coin's really around anymore, but that was a fun ride. I made a good chunk of change off that. Peanut, I don't really know the math off the top of my head, but I think 30 million to like 1 billion was probably my final exit. It's like a 33x. So
wow.
Yeah. I've hit a few 50 to 100x before, but
okay. I think you made you made all the Ethereum and Bitcoin holder very jealous and FOMO.
Well, no. There's I mean, obviously Bitcoin is going a lot higher too. I believe, I don't know what Michael Saylor is saying about Bitcoin to 1 million next year, but it's definitely a great place to park money.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of retail, they might ask when some meme token get into 500 million or 1 billion, people can understand, like, Peanut and Giga, etc. And but most of the people suffered about how you can identify a potential winner in the very early stage. Do you have a spray and pray strategy, or you are like snapshot? I mean, like like a sniper who can identify one single or two very selective portfolio in the very beginning. Like, how you identify them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of people don't really have the bankroll that I would say I do. A lot of people are out here with 1 to 3 Solana, like $3 to $1,000, trying to turn it into 1 million, right? So they're gonna go and they're gonna buy something that can only 1000x. To identify that, I mean, that's pretty much where like the world's greatest casino comes in, where like you can do that, like you can, but at the end of the day, it is really just luck. But how I identify winners, I do. A lot of people say never stop clicking, like never stop buying these low cap memes. I'm actually starting more to subscribe to a belief of never stop scrolling. So these meme coins that are doing huge X's like Chill Guy and Peanut are from news, right? It's all news and what's going on viral, what's going on Instagram. It's not exactly what's going on Deck Screener or CoinMarketCap. It's more so what's going on out in the real world. You really do have to be in touch with what Gen X and Gen Z is paying attention to. This is an attention economy. If you don't know the most viral meme of the day, you're not going to make money. So never stop scrolling. That's my answer. Know what's viral.
Okay. Never stop scrolling. I think it is more like you form up the scissors and have a selection to buy. And what kind of hit rate you think a intelligent investor shall tolerate in this domain?
Wow, that's a really good question. I mean, it's all upon your strategy. Like, do you want to make safe, like, gradual gains, or do you want to hit that 100x, right? If you are really looking for that 100x play, you're going to have to be okay with losing one of every 20 plays, like you throw one Solana at 20 plays. And if your target really is 100x, you got to hold to 100x. You can't change your thesis in the middle of your trading strategy where you start to get emotional and you put one soul in 5 plays, you lose all of them, knowing that you're going for 100x, but then the next play you see your money double and you take it out. That interrupts your strategy. You're not going to win in the long run. So if you really are looking for that 100x, you got to let it ride. If you're looking for gradual gains, take your initial out at 5 to 10x and let the rest ride. That's going to not exactly grant you 100x, but hey, at least, you're not going bankrupt after 20 plays in a row.
Yeah. There's a saying, from Asia about investments. Like most of the normie, they understand what kind of good asset to buy, but only the master understand when to exit. Could you talk about the exit to us a little bit?
Sure. And what kind of play? Just like these, 100x dream plays about an exit?
Yeah, I think especially for the meme. I mean, for the blue chip, Bitcoin, etc. Some people they never exit, right? They would rather, basically dominant hand and hold forever, even go through the very brutal bear market. And I think different people they have different choice. But for like meme coin, etc., what is your strategy of the exit?
Yeah, so if you find you will find yourself in a successful trade, right? So you put one soul, maybe you go take a drive, and you come back 20, 30 minutes later and you're up 10x. What you probably don't want to do is immediately like sell 90% and call it a day. That really is taking away from the 100x stream that everyone that comes to the crypto casino wants. You're better off trimming. So always take out your initial. Make sure you're not going to lose money on the trade that you pretty much want, right? So if you're up 10x, you take out 10% of your initial investment. That's your initial. And then you see if it can go a little higher. Let's say it goes up to 15x. Okay, take another 10%. Just keep trimming and trimming and trimming, because you're not going to see the light at the end of the tunnel if you only have 10% of your original investment. So you really have to be careful and not just start clipping out 60 to 70% of your bag.
Okay, so basically your advice would be partially, gradually takes the chip off the table and let the profit to continue running.
Yeah, exactly. You always want to secure profits. And again, it really all depends on your personal trading strategy, whether or not you really just want to. I mean, there's degenerates in this space, including myself, who just want to see it ride to 1000x. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you have to be okay with losing what you once saw was 10 times your money. But I would say the smartest, best way to do it is when you see your coin mooning, trim. Yes, take 5 to 10% at a time after your initial.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you for the advice on this. Yeah, let's come back to the Giga. I know, you are such an active thought leader in Giga community. Can you introduce us? What is the narrative and the ideology behind the Giga, and what made you to be a heavy, strong supporter of the Giga?
Yeah, great question. So, again, back at that meeting I had with the team and with my friend, they really did sell us on the vision. I mean, there's one guy on the Giga team that really can, what we say, can sell crack to a police officer. He really can sell you on Giga, but it's really only Giga that can do that. So the thesis of Giga is pretty much, it's been a viral meme for quite some time. You will see it if you scroll enough on Twitter and Instagram. You will see like the Giga Chad meme, and it's been around for what's 2024. It's like 8 to 9 years now, and so the advertising has already been done. Meme coins are an attention economy, and this clearly has everybody's attention. Now it's just a matter about getting the word out. So that's as far as like the attention part, but the actual thesis of Giga is it's really a good coin for society. It teaches you to be the best version of yourself, and it's not also just limited to males. Going to the gym, eating a healthy lifestyle, trying to cut the crap out of your life, going to bed early, making sure that people are okay around you. This is a coin that's truly going to better society versus like, I don't know, a cute dog. Like there's always going to be a cuter dog. I'm not totally bearish on dog coins, okay? But I know a lot of people love their animals, which is okay. But I really do see the uniqueness in Giga, because it separates, being a degenerate and finding something that's a little bit crude, that's funny, versus just trying to be a better person. It gives people a place where they can belong, they can join the community, and they can actually become a better person. There's been several success stories of people who have bought Giga, came of the community, and they either lose weight, they gain weight that they need to, and they're able to benefit from the advice we give them.
Okay, cool. So in that case, I think this is also a new thing to me. So you don't think Giga is a sort of, a coin which is a little bit, manly or fatherhood? It's like, gender neutral.
Yeah, that is a good question, because the meme is a guy, right? But it's all
Yeah,
about
yeah.
just living traditional, in a sense where don't go out and eat ultra processed foods. Like, just have a steak, have some eggs, go to the gym. A guy or
Mm,
girl can do that, and it's going to be beneficial for both genders. The majority of investors in crypto, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, are male. So of course we're going to
yeah.
appeal to our male audience, but that does not mean whatsoever that we're secluding females. Like, we we very much so endorse the betterment of females as well.
Mm, yeah. Um, Another question would be, like, why Solana? In general, I guess, most of your personal position is on meme on Solana, and also, on a general base, I guess, like, on this season, majority of the meme token they are launching on Solana. What is your view on Solana? What did Solana do right in this season?
Yeah, so to start off, I know that there's a lot of liquidity on Ethereum. Obviously, it's such a big coin. There's a lot of money going around there. People always theorize like, oh, my bag can just pump harder on Ethereum because there's more money on the chain. It's like, well, that's not always true. And I think we learned in the 2021 meme cycle how important retail is, to really understand and kind of adopt crypto into their life. And Solana, in my opinion, has perfected the user experience. Between Phantom Wallet, Radium, and all the other dexes, and these exchanges, I really do believe like Phantom is so easy to use, so easy to give to a friend that has never experienced crypto before, and just say, "Hey, deposit a little Solana in this wallet," and in this one wallet, you can explore what's trending. You can go to different websites. You can look at the NFTs slash pictures you own. There's so much to do on one wallet app that I'm not seeing at Ethereum, and of course, the transaction fees are not really noticeable. There's so many DeFi activities you can do on Solana.
Makes sense. So come back to the competition. Who do you think is a potential competitor of Solana? And also, like, who do you think is a potential competitor of Giga as well?
Oh, that's a good question. Competitor of Solana. I mean, I guess it's hard to answer that completely, because XRP has a very clean blockchain too, but that's really like institutional focused. I really don't think there's another blockchain that I've came across project that can come close to Solana. I mean,
What do you think of, like,
maybe
Sui or Base? What do you think of them?
base I could definitely see. I really haven't explored Coinbase Wallet. The only experience I have with Base is through Telegram bots and MetaMask. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of MetaMask. It's very outdated. The user interface is poor. It hasn't been updated in forever. But obviously, Base is a great chain. You can pretty much use Ethereum acting like Solana, but why not use Solana? AVAX, I'll
Mm.
give the nod to Avalanche too. I think AVAX is doing really well, and I used Trader Joe all the time last cycle, and I never had a problem with it, because last cycle I pretty much was a normie. This is the most experience in crypto I've ever been, and using Avalanche wasn't terrible in 2021, but nobody's talking about it today, so got to follow the
Mm.
money.
Okay.
A
Cool.
competitor for Giga, I mean, I want to give the most friendly nod possible to the Mog team. They recently just listed on Coinbase today, and they're actually on Ethereum. That is a very, very, I would say, parallel thesis with Giga, except they're a little more like in your face about things. I mean, the to Mog someone, you pretty much have to like show them up, be a bigger person, like you Mog them. So I think it's a funny coin. I think it's a good coin. And I would say that's like a worthy competitor of Giga, but we're not threatened.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. And So my next question would be, for this season, in the end of the day, I mean, right now, the meme coin is still leading the market. But I think in past 2 weeks, the tech oils also, picking up. Who do you think, is going to be the sector champion? Do you think, the meme is going to be the sector champion, or maybe, the other tech oil sector is going to catching up significantly in the meantime?
So I've actually thought about this, and you got to bear with me here where I'm going. But
No problem.
2024 is a lot different than what last cycle was in 2021. With the
Mm.
adoption of TikTok and everyone being stuck at home after COVID and just being so used to scrolling, the attention span of a human is getting shorter and shorter. Now, retail is most important for the crypto cycle because they do come in the masses. And while everyone wants to feel smart and like be able to explain to their friend like the thesis of Cardano, it really is going to be harder and harder for people to pay attention to. And it's brilliant technology, don't get me wrong, it's great stuff, but it really is hard to learn. It takes a lot of research and dedication to really understand what these alt tech coins are going for, versus being able to just show your friend your phone of your $10,000 chill guy bag and you're like, hey, have you seen this meme before? Yeah, it's funny. Oh, I made money on it. Like that's kind of the difference. So it really depends on what is more appealing to retail this cycle. And I do believe memes are going to overtrump altcoins. A lot of people are taking bets right now that altcoins may still run, but I think we're going to see a cycle into memes a lot quicker than we did last year. And there's going to be more memes that go versus the select few that we all heard about in 2021, like Doge, Sheeb, Floki, stuff like that.
Mm. Well, so it sounds like you pros meme to be the sector champion, and another question would be, actually to me, I am astonished to see the growth of the XRP in past 2 weeks, and to me, as a professional investor, I never come across any developer who develop on the XRP as long as the Cardano. So for XRP and the ADA, who are they? Do you think they are a zombie tech alts but turn to be a meme as a Dino coin, or they are or they are a legit tech auto coin? I'm confused.
No, I don't shoot. I don't really know about Cardano. I haven't done my research on Cardano. I do know people on my timeline like Metaverse Joji and like a lot of other of these Twitter influencer guys. They do kind of say like, what is Cardano doing? I haven't heard anything from them in years. But as far as I'm concerned, Ripple, I don't think is a tech zombie. I think they really are going for that original thesis of being an institution to, process these Forex transactions and whatnot. And they obviously won against the SEC. They're all good in the US now. So it's really
Okay.
up only for them. I don't think it's a zombie tech. Cardano, judging from what I see on paper, I would say is like kind of yesterday's news.
Yeah. But at least they have a successful pivot. I mean, like they pivot from a tech alts to be a iconic
Yeah,
dinosaur,
yeah. Like
right?
they were here. You got to give them that respect. Of course, of course.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And yeah, a little bit question about your career and the time allocation. I understand you have more than 9,000 followers on Twitter X. And how do you balance being both a trader and an influencer? Because from my point of view, even as a trader in meme domain, it's like so exhausted allocation and commitment, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, for someone to really consider themselves in the trenches, there's like little to no looking at your Twitter and trying to come up with content every day. You really are just like staring at charts. If I'm not staring at charts, I go back to my thesis of stop clicking and start scrolling. So there is a good balance because not only can I work for Giga and make Giga content through today's memes, like I can repurpose today's memes that I find on Instagram. But hey, if I come across an Instagram post that I see a few times, I'm like, oh, this seems to be viral. Maybe I'll go type it in on Deck Screener and see if I can catch a gem. So I don't stare and sit at the charts all day. Sometimes I do. I'll give myself like an hour or two in the morning to do that. But then it's back to Instagram, seeing what's viral. What are people talking about? And, if I see a meme that someone makes on Instagram that I find funny, the first thought to my head is, how can I repurpose this and tweet about it and, make it go viral on my own behalf, either for Giga or just like any funny post.
Cool. Come back to how you trade the meme. There's a saying that concentrate to get rich and diversify to stay rich. When we come back to the portfolio construction for your meme, do you prefer suggest all the anomaly to concentrate or diversify a little bit to the blue chip meme, etc.?
That's a great quote. My friend actually just brought that up. Yeah, to maintain wealth, you diversify. So you're saying if I were to onboard a normie, am I telling them to get rich or diversify, like take the risk? I'm always going to tell the normie to take the risk. I think especially because most people getting into meme coins these days are in the younger generation. You're only going to get one time. You're only going to get one time in your life to really take a risk. Now's the time, right? Now, I'm not saying go piss your money away and adopt the one of every 20 is going to hit 100x thesis, but at least use some sort of thesis when trading. But yeah, take a risk. You're young. For anyone who's looking for a dream, I'd say anything's possible. You should probably go on the more riskier side.
Okay, cool, awesome. So basically, by nature, we are into the meme domain, and we have to take the risk, right? That's all about it is.
Yeah, this is the world's greatest casino, you're in a casino. You have to take some sort of risk that you're just going to be okay with losing, but it can turn off to be huge.
You have made your fortune and the reputation in crypto, but what is your long-term ultimate goal in crypto?
It's to get out. Not really. It's to really focus on. I'm a tech nerd at heart. I grew up learning about Bitcoin through the dark web and the whole thesis of the blockchain. I wrote my college thesis on Satoshi's white paper. So I would like to not trade memes for the long term. I would like to do this to build capital. And then I can really start to do research while parking profits in Bitcoin and other good alts. Just see what's coming out. Technology is always going to evolve, and there's always going to be a new developer with the hottest, latest technology. And I want to be in the front of that news. I love that stuff. So
yeah, I think the experience you just shared, stop clicking and start screening. Basically, behind this thesis, it is also research driven, right? Screening is more fundamental research driven as compared to the clicking.
Exactly. Yeah. You should never stop learning. I'm sure you know that. But me personally, I'm always going to want to learn what's new, what's going on. Just stay in touch.
Yeah. Cool. And one last question. What would be the one piece of advice you will give to your younger self, just starting out in crypto?
My younger self, I would say, well, besides obviously what to buy, I would say believe. I would tell my younger self hey, my one rule of trading as well is to always leave a moon bag, which means even if you lose on a trade, keep some in there, pay it to the culture, and you never know what's going to happen. I have fumbled so many 100x's before just by selling for $20, waking up 4 weeks later and seeing on my phone that same coin just 1000x overnight because someone tweeted about it or someone did anything. So if I were to go back and tell my younger self something, it's just believe and hold it if you got to through the thick and thin. Don't get emotional. Emotions do not have a place in finance mode 99% of the time. Because there's always a thesis. There's always a reason why you bought something in the first place. So just keep remembering that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's very inspiring. Okay, well, thank you guys for the time. And that's it for today's episode of 100 Stories of Getting Rich.